This video is to show you how to properly do maintenance on your Clone GT's drivetrain. First, with the marker degassed, pull the drivetrain out, put the gun aside. I prefer to remove the back cap. It's not entirely necessary, but I just like it out of the way. Just wipe off any old lube. And separate the drivetrain. I like to disassemble it completely before I do anything else. And then clean off each part. And inspect the O-rings as you go along, just to make sure nothing has a nick. Alright, first I usually do the bolt. Put a little bit of lube on the bolt itself, not a lot. Just try to make sure you don't get any lube on the bolt tip O-ring. Put them on the bolt switch O-ring here. Don't go too overboard on the lube. Just enough to make it look wet, or a little beyond wet is fine. The new Militia lube is fantastic. If you don't have this in the tube, I would highly recommend picking some up. Lube inside the bolt keg, just a little bit. Bolt keg inner O-ring. And the spacer inner O-ring. Put the bolt in the keg. Spacer on. I'll put this aside and move on to the valve. Put a little bit inside the valve, just to coat the inside a little bit. And then cover all O-rings on the valve, and you can get a little bit on the valve, it doesn't matter. Just give it a good coating. And put that in. And then both power tube O-rings. I don't usually go too overboard on the front one. I prefer to put lube in the back of the bolt like this, just sort of go around with it, and that'll take care of the power tube tip O-ring as you put it in. Now we'll just connect the valve assembly to the bolt keg assembly. Put the power tube in, and then attach the power tube cap. I usually just clean off the bolt tip O-ring in case any got on it on the way through. Put the back cap back on. it back in the marker. I usually take a straight squeegee and clean out the inside of the body when I take this out as well. Other than that, you should lube the drivetrain. You know, it depends. You know, maybe every 4 to 5 cases. I prefer to do it after every day of play, but that's entirely up to you. Might be a little excessive, but I prefer to know that everything's perfect before I go out and play. Alright, and that's it.